Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's time for Ask Jesse Answers. As you can see, I'm in a little different setting than I normally be, but that doesn't mean I still can't give you some great answers. So let's see what we got. First one, now this one was kind of a similar question asked by two different people, so I'll answer it. Alejandro Suarez and Jasmine Kaur both asked, how do you personally motivate yourself? And how do you motivate yourself when all motivation is gone? So my answer is this. How I motivate myself is I always think of something beyond myself. And that's usually going to be to serve you all, to motivate other people, and how I can improve the life of somebody else. You see, if we're just self-focused and we don't have a purpose or a drive greater than ourselves, it's going to be really hard to get us to get up and get going. Here's the thing. We all have that energy inside of us. We all have a greater desire. We all have a deeper motivation that we can tap into. We just have to be willing to tap into it. An example would be, think about a time in your life where you were really tired, like you just didn't think you could keep your eyes open anymore. And then all of a sudden something really exciting happened or something really fun happened, and then you forgot about being tired. You were fired up and ready to go. Another great example would be little kids on Christmas morning, right? How many times have you seen little kids who are normally really difficult to get up in the morning because they fight and they claw and I'm too tired. But Christmas morning comes and there's presents out front. Whoa, I can't sleep. Get me out of here. I need to go tear through presents. Right? So there's a motivation beyond themselves in that moment that gets them to go. Similar to the previous example, when we're tired, there's a motivation beyond us that gets us to be wide awake. Another example would be watching a scary movie. You start to fall asleep and all of a sudden something jumps and your heart's racing and there's no way you could go to sleep. Because there's a motivation beyond you now to stay awake. You don't want to fall asleep because the boogeyman might come get you. So you have to answer your guys' question, how I motivate myself, how I encourage you all to motivate yourselves, is you got to find something that you're more passionate about, something that's beyond yourself, something that means something to you, something that excites you, something that gets you fired up, something that drives you, lights a fire in you. Focus on those things and you're going to be able to find motivation that you didn't know you had. Okay, great question. Next one comes to us from Sky Malik, and Sky asks, we all need downtime. How do you recharge your batteries? We all need downtime. How do you recharge your batteries? As many of you know, I am a big fan of professional wrestling. I grew up watching it as a kid. One of my fondest memories of my bonding time with my dad and my brother when I was growing up, we didn't have cable television or anything like that. We had this little rabbit ears. I don't know if anybody remembers rabbit ears. And so every now and then we could get one station. When I was about a sophomore in high school, my dad got satellite TV. And with satellite TV, we could have access to wrestling. And so once or twice a week, my dad, my brother, and I would all get together and watch professional wrestling. It was one of the only things that we ever did together. So that created a really special place in my heart for it, because it was always, watching wrestling always became the source of bonding time. I preface that because I wanted to explain to you why I was reading the article I was reading. The other day I was reading the article about Vince McMahon, who's the chairman of the WWE. And he just turned 69 years old, and he was featured on the cover of Muscle Fitness magazine with a body better than that of 80% of 20-year-olds, maybe 90% of 20-year-olds. He's in phenomenal shape. He's muscular. He's vascular. If I could look like that when I'm 69, I am going to be so stoked. Right? He looks amazing. And one of the things I was reading in the article was he was talking about how even just a few years ago, he had squatted over 700 pounds. He hurt himself, and now he's back up to where he's squatting about 545 pounds. I've never squatted that much. Most people never squat that much. And then it went on to say that they asked him, do you have any advice for entrepreneurs? And Vince responded, he said, find something you're passionate about and you'll never work a day in your life. Find something you're passionate about and you'll never work a day in your life. So here's a guy, 69 years old, when most people think it's time to wind down and we're supposed to be getting feeble and not able to lift 545 pounds and all these other things. And he's literally just kicking ass. He's expanding the way his business runs. He's redefining how entertainment's going to be delivered. I've seen HBO's now starting to copy the model that WWE's using for their business. And there's also other ones that are looking at it too. So he's really a pioneer. And he says, find something you're passionate about and you'll never work a day in your life. I use as an example because if we focus on our passions will often recharge us. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to the gym and just felt wiped out and tired. And then I'm in there and I'm working out, and by the time I'm done I feel re-energized. I can't tell you how many times I have been falling asleep typing emails. And then I get an email from a client or somebody who's had a huge breakthrough, and it fires me up, and all of a sudden I'm re-engaged and refocused. How you recharge yourself, I think, is going to be dependent on how you live your life. If you live your life always focusing on your passions are always going to recharge you. They're like a reciprocal gift. But if you're not focusing on your passions, you're going to probably find yourself feeling tired, worn out, needing to be recharged more often. So doesn't it make sense to focus more on your passions? Recharge yourself, focus on your passions, find motivation beyond yourself. That's Ask Jesse for this week. I hope you guys found it of value. If you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up, like button. Please share this video with your friends and family. It just helps me get my message out to the world and helps me recharge my batteries because I'm able to help more people and do what I'm passionate about. And I look forward to doing this again next week. I'll talk to you guys soon.